Hi, my name is Khader, and today we are going to see how to test few electronic components using multimeter. So we'll start with a resistor. To test a resistor, just connect the two terminals of the resistor to the two probes of the multimeter, and the multimeter is kept in a resistance mode. So from the color coding I can tell that it's around 5.6 kilo ohms. So I'll keep the multimeter in a 20 kilo ohm mode and I'll test it. So I can see that it's around 5.45 kilo ohms. That means the resistor is working. It's a 2 watt resistor. And similarly, to test lower resistances, I just connect the resistance to the two terminals of the probe, and I can see that it's around 0.1 kilo ohm. That means 100 ohms. So I'll change the mode to around 200 ohms and see that we're getting around 98 ohms. That means approximately 100 ohms. And you can check the resistance with the color coding on the resistor to check to tell if it's working or not. And if the resistance burn, then usually the resistance are open circuited, or the resistance will become very high in mega ohms. So next we are going to test the diode. So to test a diode, we'll keep the multimeter in a diode mode and connect the positive probe to the cathode and the negative probe to the anode. You can see that there is a change in reading on the multimeter, and there is also a slight beep sound coming from it. That means that the diode is working. If you connect the diode in the reverse bias, that means the silver line to the positive, that is the anode to the positive and the cathode to the negative, then the reading won't change. That means the diode is working. It shouldn't work in the reverse bias. And you can identify the anode and cathode by the silver band on the diodes. So if it's a silicon diode, it will be black with a silver band, and usually germanium diodes are white with black bands. Next we are going to check a capacitor. So to check a capacitor, first we'll keep the multimeter in a diode mode. We'll connect the negative terminal of the capacitor to the black probe and the positive terminal to the red probe. And after connecting, what we'll do is we'll let it charge for a while, and we'll change the mode of multimeter to the voltage mode around 2 volts, and you can see that it's showing some voltage. That means that when we kept in the diode mode, the capacitor is charged, and now when I measure in the voltage mode, the capacitor is discharging. That means the capacitor is working. And this test can be performed for only higher capacitances. This is a 10 microfarad capacitor, so it can be checked for around 4.7 microfarad and above capacitances. Next we'll see how to check an inductor. Inductors are usually coils made from copper wire. So to check an inductor, you should check for its continuity or resistance usually. So I'll keep in the diode mode and check the inductor. You can hear a slight beep sound coming, and even the value has become almost 0. It's showing that 003. It means it's 3 ohms. So it means that inductor is working. Next we are going to check an LED. So LED usually has a cathode and anode, the longer terminal and the short terminal. The long terminal or the thin terminal inside the LED, which you can see here, it's a cathode. You should connect to the positive terminal. And the multimeter is again kept in the diode mode. You will connect the shorter leg to the black probe, and you can see that the LED is glowing. It means that the LED is working. Next we'll check a transistor. So a transistor, usually this is a BC547, it means it's a NPN transistor. So to check the NPN transistor, you need to follow a simple rule like this. So NPN transistor is in the form of two diodes connected with the base to the emitter and the collector. So the current will flow from base to collector and base to emitter. Similarly for a PNP, it's the reverse. So we'll check for this. It's a NPN transistor. So I'll connect the positive terminal or the red probe of the multimeter to the base, and I'll connect the black probe to the emitter, and you can see that the value on the multimeter is changed. That means this diode is working. And similarly, when I connect the black probe to the collector, also you can notice that the value is changing. That means that the second diode is also working. So that means the transistor is working. So if you have to check a PNP transistor, you have to check for the reverse directions. Next we are going to check a motor, small DC motor or toy motor. To check this motor, what you have to do is you have to keep the multimeter in a continuity mode and connect the two terminals of the motor to the two probes. You can see that the value is changed, and also you can hear a beep sound. that means that the motor is working. Usually motor consists of coils, so if the continuity is working, that means that coils are not burned and the motor is working. Checking for a speaker. So speaker also contains a coil, so to check for the working of a speaker you have to check for continuity for speaker also. So I'll connect the two terminals of the speaker to the two probes of multimeter, and also you can see that showing around 8 ohms, that is 8 ohm speaker, and the coil is not burned, it's working. So next, now we are going to check a transformer. So usually transformer has a primary and a secondary windings, and this is a step down transformer. It's a 12012 1 amp transformer which I salvaged from another device. And to check for its working, what we have to check is we have to check for its resistance. So usually you can keep in continuity mode and connect the two terminals of one side of coils to the probes, and you can see that the multimeter is showing around 699 ohms. So this is the one side of the coil. I'll check the another side. For usually center trap transformers, you can tell the primary and secondary by the number of wires coming up. So center trap has step down transformer. Center trap has 3 output wires and 2 input wires. So this is the primary coil and this is secondary coil. So to tell it exactly, if there are only 2 input and 2 output, you need to connect a multimeter. So I will test the secondary coil. You can see that this is showing around 6 ohms, and even this is showing around 20 ohms total. So this is the primary coil is showing around 690 ohms, and this secondary coil is showing around 20 ohms. So it means that the higher resistance is usually primary, so this is the primary winding, and the lower resistance is secondary. So the transformer is working. Next we are going to check for fuses. So usually I have 2 fuses here. They are both are 200 milliamp fuses. So when I point them at light and see, both of them show a small thin wire passing from one terminal to other. But when I touched it on multimeter, one of them shows open circuit. That means one of them is burned. So to know if which one's burned, I'll keep the multimeter in continuity and connect the 2 terminals to the 2 ends of the fuse. It doesn't show any value. That means it's open circuit and it's burned. This one shows a very low value and even the beep sound is coming, so that means that this fuse is working. So for testing for a photodiode or an LDR, what you'll do is, for an LDR, you'll connect the 2 terminals of the LDR to the 2 probes of the multimeter, and you'll point the LDR towards light. So the resistance changes with the light intensity, that means the LDR is working. Similarly for this photodiode, to test this photodiode, what we'll do is, we'll connect the cathode to the black terminal and anode to the red terminal. That means it's reverse when compared to the LED connections. And we'll point this to some IR rays, because this is the IR photodiode. If it's a light photodiode, you have to point towards light. If it's an IR photodiode, you have to point towards IR and see if it's working or not. So this IR photodiodes, you usually conduct electricity in the reverse bias, and they need IR rays to check if they are working or not. So let me show you. So first what we'll do is, we'll connect this IR photodiode to the 2 probes of multimeter. Shorter leg to the positive and the longer leg to the black terminal of the multimeter. And now what I'll do is, this is an IR LED. I'll connect this to a battery, and you can see that the LED is glowing. And when I point it towards the photodiode, you can see that the value on the multimeter is changing. That means the current is flowing in the reverse bias and the photodiode is working. So this is how you test few of the basic components in electronics. So let me know how you feel about my video.